Welcome to The System Works, the lifestyle channel that shows you who you are, what you truly want, and how to get it. The System Works. Own it. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of The System Works. I am your host, Ernest Phillips, and today we ask the question, are you one of the worst types of liars? Now, when I ask that, there's a lot of different types of liars, and there's a lot of different types of reasons why we lie. And we've all lied, okay? Let's just get that right out the gate. We have all lied. And if you're human, you're probably going to lie again, okay? That's just the way that works. So the real question, though, is, are you one of the worst types of liars? And one of the worst types of liars is the one who lies to themselves, okay? So now, first we're going to talk about bad liars. Bad liars are some of my favorite people in the world. These are the ones that are just not good at it, okay? I have worked with kids for a long time. I've worked with adults, and one of my favorite types of people are the ones they're just not good at it. They don't have their story straight. They give away all their clues. If you've seen the episode on how to catch a liar, it doesn't even take that much, okay? They just reveal themselves all the time, and it's hilarious. So those are the people, they're just bad at it. That's not the group that I'm talking about. I'm talking about the ones that lie, and they lie to themselves. So one of the stories that I think about when I think about doing wrong and then lying to covering it up and then another lie is in my 20s, I had a roommate and he had this Doberman Pinscher named Sigmund, okay? I was psychology, he's psychology, so Sigmund Freud, that was the name of the dog. Big dog, smart dog. Now, I had breakfast, but I didn't have time to finish it. And I had this jelly glazed donuts. Okay. That's one of my favorite treats that I don't get to eat very often anymore because I have diabetes. So I leave for school. I come back and I go to the table to get my jelly donut and it's not there. And I'm thinking, did I eat it already? And I'm thinking, I'm sure my roommate hadn't been home. And so we had hardwood floors. So here comes Sigmund, and you hear the tat, 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 because his claws are on the hardwood floor. And here he comes, and he greets me, and I see all of this jelly all over his chin and all underneath. And I'm looking like, Sigmund, did you eat my jelly donut? Now, obviously, Sigmund didn't know what I said because he's a dog. But at that very moment, his tongue came out and it hit part of the jelly. And I kid you not, Sigmund looked and he dipped down and his head went into, and the tail went between his legs and he turned and he walked away. I started cracking up. It felt like he knew exactly what happened. Busted. Yes, you ate my jelly donut and you just got caught. But here's the difference between Sigmund and the worst type of liar. Sigmund knew he had done it and he reacted and he let everybody know, me, that yeah, he had ate the jelly donut. But here's what people do. They learn how to lie to themselves, and it does not help you. It just doesn't. Now, I will tell you from experience, I've done it. And it's one of the things I regret. But for the most part of my life, when I lied, I knew I was lying. And that's a whole different feel. So one of the songs, it's called The Man by Aloe Blacc, came out in 2013, okay? And I really liked the song, and I'll read you some of the lyrics so you can see why. I paid for every heart that I ever stole. I played my cards and I didn't fold. Well, it ain't hard when you got soul. Somewhere I heard that life is a test. I've been through the worst, but I still give my best. That is a lot of me. That speaks to me. But the line that comes before all of that is, I believe every lie that I ever told. And that line just sort of ruined the whole song for me. I mean, it's I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man, but I believe every lie I told. It just undermined the whole impact of the song. Because here's what's happening. When you lie to yourself, you know you've lied to yourself, but you're telling yourself it's still true. You can't respect yourself when you do that. You can't trust yourself when you're doing that. And when you don't trust yourself, you have a hard time trusting anyone else because we naturally think other people are doing what we're doing. And so we come up with all of these different things to try to make ourselves like ourselves and accept ourselves. But it's so hard to do if you're lying to yourself and you believe it. Now, when I was in my 20s and I was not living with my integrity, I was way outside of my values and my integrity. And I was lying a lot. I was lying to just about everybody. I was lying to get away with things. I was lying to get things. I was lying to avoid punishment for the things that I did. I was lying so much, I didn't even know sometimes when I was lying. Like, I wasn't doing it consciously. It would just come out, and I'd be like, why did I lie about that? I didn't even need to lie about that. And it wasn't until I made a massive change of how to live my life again to going back to what I am, and that is truthful. That's how I grew up. And ask my mom. I was truthful at times when, you know, as a parent, you're like, no, don't tell the truth. Just don't say anything. I was that kid. So then when I went through my phase of just giving up on a life, but here's what I was doing for the majority of the time. I knew when I was lying. So then when I made the shift, I didn't have to go back and try to figure out how to have respect for myself on that level. I had other issues, but I didn't have to do that. So here's my action step for you. Even if it's in the privacy of your own mind, when you lie, just accept that you know that you lied. Admit it to yourself in the privacy of your own mind, heart, whatever. But admit it to yourself. Because there's a big difference between telling a lie and living a lie. Because living a lie is a lifestyle. And that's hard to come back from. So what's the Wi-Fi? What's in it for you? You are going to thank yourself in the future. Your future self is going to thank you right now for making that change, for making that different moment of just admitting it to yourself. So hang in there. No one's perfect. And we don't judge here because that's beyond our pay grade. So we'll see you again. We hope you enjoyed this episode of The System Works. Have fun with the action steps. Enjoy the Wi-Fis. Click like, click subscribe, and comment. The good and the bad, we like them all. We look forward to seeing you next time. The System Works. Own it.